Hi again, folks. So in the last one we did with this, we tried to make some deck boards and then realized that our assembly didn't update. And so we just kind of left it like that. But we're going to need to have solid material because we're going to make some stairs based on that height. So we're going to make it easy on ourselves here. And what I'd like you to do is we're going to go ahead and make a new part in context, but we'll make it easy and we won't pattern or anything like that. So you do need to kind of scroll down to your fasteners down here and find your way down to where you made that last mate connector down here. It might still be on so you can see it, but if you can't see it, you need to turn on the visibility of it. It's probably the last thing you did because we use that to do a part studio in context. So we're going to have to do another one, but I'm going to make it easy on you this time. So let's make a, let's come up here and find Part Studio in Context. Click, okay. Now it's going to come up with a window. There it is. It's hiding behind this little icon thing that says, we'll select your origin or mate connector. And we're going to connect it to that mate connector that we had made. Okay, so there it is. And we're going to say, okay. And it's going to kind of hide things, which is fine. All right, so now what we need to do is we are going to go ahead and sketch. We're going to sketch on that surface right there, okay? And it made that face purple. That's kind of interesting. And we're going to go ahead and go to Bell because we're at school. All right, we're going to make our corner-to-corner rectangle. Let's go ahead and press N for normal. And we're going to start at this corner right here, right on top. Okay, and I'm going to stretch way out. Okay, so I'm a little bit over that. Click once, don't click more than once. Okay, and notice that I got my two things. I'm only going to define that one. Whoops, I accidentally clicked off. Okay, so I'm going to have to use the dimension tools because I clicked. If you right click and hit escape rectangle if you're actually accidentally making one. And I'm going to dimension a couple things. One is that this is going to be 1.5, 1.5. So we're kind of mimicking that size. And the other one is going to be from this face to this point. It's going to be 3/4 of an inch like we had made last time. Okay. All right. So we're going to say, okay, good. And we will extrude that all the way. We're going to say instead of blind, we'll go up to face, kind of like we did with the last time. We're going to spin around and go up to there. So it's going to be a solid piece. Good. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. All right. And we're going to sketch over here this time. N for normal. And this time we're going to do the same thing the opposite way, corner to corner rectangle from that corner out here. Hit escape to get out of the command, or right click escape rectangle. Dimension, the thickness is going to be 1.5. And my distance, whoops, that kind of went in, so I'll hit escape a couple times so I'm not in a command. You're in an assembly environment, it won't just let you hit escape. You actually have to right click and hit escape from that. And we're gonna, I pulled that out after right clicking and I'm not in a command. Now I can dimension again from this edge to that point as 0.75. 3/4 of an inch hangover. And we will now extrude, just like we did last time, that thing. Go the other direction, and we're going to choose instead of blind up to face, flip it around, and come to there. And good. Okay. Now, there are two parts that we made. I'm going to make those, click on those two, right click and say assign appearance or edit appearance. And again, on that one, I kind of made it a little darker for the deck material. Cool. So that, I hope that was easy to do since we couldn't get our deck boards in there. Let's insert and go to assembly. Select items to insert. I need to select both of my parts and insert them, and we're going to the assembly. So now at least we have a deck. It's a solid deck, but okay, fine. All right. Now we're going to start making some steps, and we're actually going to do some geometry in construction because we have to figure out some angles and some slopes and things. Okay. We have to figure out the distance from the deck to the ground. So that means we're going to have to turn back on your land, which you haven't had on for quite a while. And we're going to have to measure a distance. Move himself out of the way. So use the measure tool, and we're going to go from the very top of this face to that face. And it should give me a parallel distance. Now, if you're the same as me, it will be 31 inches. So let's see where they show us that. Should show us a little preview. Flip that around of that parallel distance. And I don't see where that line usually shows up. Verify it in a different way. Let's verify it in a different way here. I'm going to choose my measure tool. This time I'm going to go from that little corner right there on the top to this flat surface. Okay. And this time when I can see it when it shows up. 31 inches. All right. Nice even number. That works out. All right, so we're going to make a set of stairs, and for the front door, we'll make it 5 feet wide. Now we have a little problem that the door is offset; it is not right in the center. So I'm going to have to make a connection point. I'm going to do that now before we do anything else. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of measuring here. So we're going to go and measure. It should be 36 inches from that point right there to that point right there in the doorway, okay, inside to inside. It's 38 inches. Okay, I actually made it so that we're fitting a door. So right in the middle of that is where we're going to have the middle of our stairs. So I need to go, click out of here. I'm going to put my mate connector on the top. Now, pay attention. We're going to do a little bit of math right here, okay? I'm going to insert a mate connector. I'm going to hook it to the top front face of this decking, like right there. Now, I need to move it, and I'm going to move it along the y-axis. Looks like a negative amount. And what I have to do is, I just realized I'm going to need to change this, okay? So I'm going to move it. Now we are going in a negative direction. I'm just going to put negative 100 right now. I'm going to have to go change this, I just realized. So go ahead and do this with me. Just put, so that it's going that direction, 100. For you, it might be a different axis, and it might be a different, whether it's negative or positive. Okay? And that moved it over to there. Now, what I forgot to measure is I need to see how far in I need to go. So I'm going to measure. I'm going to go from that little corner right there. No, I'm not. I'm going to go from, let me do that again. Measure from this top point. No, I don't want that point anymore. Let me zoom out so I can get out of here. Try that again. Measure. I'm going to choose that top point. I guess I could have chosen the bottom. Right? No, I couldn't have, because I want to go right to there. So that's 172.75. 172.75. Okay, I'm remembering that because I'm going to need to put that out there. All right. Here we go. Get out of that. Okay. Click in an open area here so I can get out of the measure command. All right, now I need to scroll all the way to the bottom to get to my last make connector, double click on it to edit it. And this time it's negative 172. 172.25, but I need to add to the middle of the doorway is going to be in parentheses 38 divided by 2. Okay. And you probably could have figured out that that is 19, right? But one of the problems we have is this board sticks out 1.5 inches. So I also need to add 1.5 inches to that to get me to the right spot. So I'm going to add plus 1.5 to account for this. Because I'm going that way, so I need to add another 1.5 inches. Good. And boom. Uh-oh, it didn't like it. Wonder why it didn't like what I said. Oh, I know why. I'm trying to add things. I need to subtract them because we're going in that direction. So minus that and minus that. Let's try that and see how that goes. It should work. Negative 172 minus 38 divided by 2 minus 1.5. I wonder why it doesn't like it. Interesting. Let's try and put this as 19 and see if that works. Minus 19. Minus that, minus that, minus that. Should work. I don't know why it doesn't like it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to figure this out. I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to just do this and bring in my calculator. So you can't see this, I guess, but I'm doing a calculator. I'm just saying negative 172 72.25 minus 19 minus, whoops, actually I should be adding. So I know what the number is, 172.25 plus 19 plus 1.5 equals 192.75. So let's just try negative 192.75 and see if it likes that. It does not. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, when I click on one of the other ones, it said okay. And we can say okay. I wonder if I just clicked on another one the last time, if it would have worked. All right, if we look straight on, we should be right in the middle of the door. Boy, it looks like I'm not quite in the middle, does it? I wonder what I did wrong. I'm going to keep that right there for now. I might ask you to fix that later on, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Maybe you know what I did wrong. Okay, let's come scrolling down to the bottom here, and we're going to right click on this Make Connector 2 and rename it and just call it Stair Connector. And that way we know which one that is. All right, this video is going on a little long, so I think we're going to leave it at that. Go ahead and get to where I can see the land and everything, and this little Make Connector should be kind of big in that picture. Just take a picture of that with this Make Connector in there, and we're going to call it a day, and next time we'll work on the stairs. So get that in there, and we're good, and we will see you next time.